Today we get a deep dive into March Madness, learn what it takes to serve lunch at WA, an update on Warrior sports, and guess some WA teachers by their baby pictures. This is WAtv News. Good morning, Wheaton Academy. I'm Lorena Davis. Today is March 20th. Let's get things going. First, Ari, Candace, and Grace take a look at what it takes to make lunch happen every day at Wheaton Academy.
What's good, WAtv? Today we're taking a closer look into behind the scenes of how lunch at Wheaton Academy is organized. Let's go.
What's the process of ordering the food for our school?
Well, I plan my menu about a month in advance, and then I contact each of my vendors. Some of them I text, some of them I call, some of them I email. It just kind of depends on what's convenient for them, what's most convenient for them. And what I typically do as far as the amount of food that I order is I go based on the previous time, which doesn't always work because sometimes, I don't know, a bunch of kids went off campus a couple of weeks ago. And so when I do it again, I maybe don't have quite enough. But so it's not a perfect science, but it really does work. It's a lot like a restaurant where they order food and plan for the night. And my big goal is to not have a lot of food left over because I do have a budget that I need to work in. But sometimes we do. And a few times we run out, but hopefully not very often.
What do you do with the leftover?
We have, a lot of times we'll put them in the break room for teachers. We do have a limited amount of teachers that will ask. Some teachers are not interested in leftovers, but some teachers are, we know, who have small children or just need to have some extra food. And so we do give them away to teachers.
Okay, so what's the process of organizing the a la carte line?
Process is Mrs. Lindstedt does all the shopping, but I set everything up. So we have a pantry full of snacks and then the cooler with all the food, and I make sandwiches, I put bagels in the warmer, and then I take everything out on the cart and set it up.
What's like the top seller of the a la carte line?
I would say the top seller of snacks is the large chocolate chip or double chocolate cookie. And for chips, it's Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar chips.
And how can students at Wheaton Academy help the line go faster?
Best thing is if they have their ID, have it ready for us to scan so we don't have to type their name.
This is Grace, Candace,
And Ari, signing out.
Thank you, Ari, Candace, and Grace. We are grateful for the work that goes into lunch each day. Coming up, we will go to Allison Brannicky for a Warrior sports update. But first, Deontay and Jacob met with Mr. Rivera, where he showed them what his typical weekend looks like. Let's take a look.
This is Wheaton Academy's very own Mr. Rivera. We all know him, we all love him, so me, Jacob, and Janet decided to see what he does in a daily life.
Thank you, Mr. Rivera, for giving us a view into your family and how you go throughout a day in your life. This has been Deontay, Janet, and Jacob signing out.
Thank you, Jacob and Deontay. Mr. Rivera's weekend looks pretty nice. Hello, Wheaton Academy. I'm Allison Brannicky, and welcome to Warrior Sports Zone. Lacrosse opened their season against the Lions of Lyons Township, winning the contest 19-2. Jake Miller and Charlie Foley led the Warriors with 5 goals each. Zach Moravec led the team with 7 ground balls. Jack Roth won 14 of 17 faceoffs, and John Carrington made 3 saves in the cage. Their next game is today at home against St. Stephen's and St. Agnes. Last Wednesday, the baseball team won against Hoffman Estates 11-1. 3 players of the game were Dominic Morell and Jackson Frum, who both had a single and a double, as well as WATV's very own Jacob York, who pitched 5 2/3 innings, only giving up 1 run and striking out 2 to get the win. Girls soccer will be back at it again tomorrow as they travel to Cary Grove for a 5 p.m. game. Stay tuned to WATV for those results and updates on Warrior sports. Before we go back to Lorena, Jacob gives us a deep dive into the #1 seeds in the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
What's up, Wheaton Academy? I'm Jacob Erickson, and today we will be highlighting some of the #1 seeds in this year's March Madness tournament. The first #1 seed in this tournament is UConn. They have won 5 national titles. Recently, they won last year's title in 2023. Their other 4 titles were in 2014, 2011, 2004, and 1999. One of their top players is Donovan Clingan. He is a 7'2", 280-pound center. He averages 12 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and shoots 63.8% from the field. Here are some highlights from UConn and Donovan Clingan from last year's March Madness championship run.
He can run the floor. Newton. Oh, that was way outside. Under the basket. Back outside. Caravan. We got another one at the buzzer.
The next #1 seed is Houston. They have not won a national title in their program history, but one of their top players is Jamal Shed. He averages 13.1 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, and is a big leader on their team. He can also hit some clutch shots late in the game. Here are some highlights from Houston's March Madness last year and some regular season highlights from this year.
About the shot clock with 2. Shed, fade away. Oh, that's a big one. Step back free. That's his game.
The next #1 seed is Purdue. They have 0 national titles as well, but one of their best players is Zach Edey. He is a 7'4", 300-pound center. He averages 24.4 points per game, 11.7 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and shoots 61% from the field. Even though Purdue got knocked out in the first round last year by a 16 seed, here are some highlights from this past year's regular season.
Walker swarming inside.
The last #1 seed in this year's March Madness tournament is North Carolina. They have 6 national titles under their belt in 1957, 1982, 1993, 2005, and 2009, along with their most recent in 2017. One of their top players is a senior, RJ Davis. He averages 21.4 points per game and is a good 3-point shooter. He is also good at making space in the perimeter. Here are some highlights from North Carolina in their regular season.
Davis, is there a shot that's too far away for RJ Davis to hit? It doesn't look like it.
Ryan. Wow. It is his night.
I hope you learned some new stuff about this year's #1 seed in March Madness tournament. Back to you, Studio 22.
Thank you, Jacob. After that deep dive, Elijah and Davis went around campus looking for your March Madness predictions.
Madness getting underway. Davis and I are going to introduce you to some of the teams in the big dance this year. Check it out.
Who do you think is going to win March Madness?
Duke. It's got to be Duke.
Madness.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Purdue, baby.
I have to say Purdue's going to win because I like Purdue, as a sports team.
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I'm going Baylor all the way. Sick 'em.
The Auburn Tigers.
Texas Longhorns.
DUKE. Duke Blue Devils, baby.
But now it shows in one shining moment, it's all on the line. In one shining moment, they're frozen in time. But time is short and the road is long. In the blinking of an eye, that moment's gone. And when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. Cause inside you,
Clark in a straight check.
he threw it away.
Hitting Cookies.
The lob, and that will do it. FDU believe it.
Gonzaga has time to do something. Sox for the win. Oh, yes! Gives it to Jenkins for the championship. The national champions with Jenkins hitting the winner at the buzzer.
Now that you know a little bit more about the teams participating in this year's March Madness tournament, be sure to watch and let the madness begin. From WAtv News, this is Elijah Johnston and Davis Hoff signing out.
Thanks, Elijah and Davis. Now let's get you caught up on a few announcements. In chapel this Friday, the speaker will be Leonard Davis. Spring break is next week, and we hope you have a restful break. Classes will start again on Tuesday, April 2nd. Finally, Kairos students, if you're interested in showcasing your talents in music, singing, dancing, and art, and more, try out for this year's Kairos Show. The Kairos Show is an event that features the international students and their gifts and talents. Think of it as Kairos-themed coffee house. Auditions will take place during lunch on April 2nd, the first day back from spring break, in the broadcast studio in the lower level of the FAC. If you have any questions, please contact Ms. Burek. That is it for announcements. Now Bethany and Judah met with some freshmen and learned about seniors who have impacted them.
Good morning, Wheaton Academy. I'm Bethany, and today I'm going to go around the school and interview some freshmen about which senior has influenced them the most this year. Let's go.
Hi, my name's Olivia, and the senior I think that has influenced me the most is probably Ethan Brunner. He is just such a influential person. He is very sweet throughout the halls and in the lunch line asking me, hey Olivia, how's your day going? And actually caring and listening to the response instead of just like moving on with his day.
Hi, my name is Jenna. Some seniors that has positively influenced me is Caroline Blom. She also played flute with me in Pitt this year, and she's very helpful with notes and tempos.
I'm Aaron Fox, and the senior that positively influenced my time at Wheaton Academy when I first came here was Josiah Fawcett, because when I was first here, I was actually afraid of meeting new people, but he came off as extremely friendly, and he already was like ready to show me around the school. He was my first friend I made here, and I just felt really connected really fast with him, and so after that I just used like the way he introduced himself to me with other people.
Hi, my name is Sophie, and there's a lot of seniors that have impacted me throughout my year, but I would definitely say Annalise Mazzarella. She's gone out of her way to be my friend and like find things that we're both interested in, and we talk about it. And she's just overall really nice, but there's been a lot of seniors out there.
Thank you, seniors. We'll miss you next year. This is Bethany signing out.
Thank you, Bethany and Judah. For our final segment, Kate, Nicholas, and Kyler wanted to see if the Wheaton Academy community could guess who the teacher was by their baby picture. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, this is Kai, Kate, and Nick. Today we're going to go around and gather up some juniors and seniors to see if they can match the baby picture with the teacher.
And there is again a little sparkle in the eyes, a toothy grin, and you would think that I'm gonna say Mr. Bowling. I'm not gonna say Mr. Bowling. I am gonna say Mr. Ball.
Mr. Economo.
Obviously.
Mr. Thompson.
Mrs. Gregerson.
Give me a clue. Give me which department it's in.
Science wing.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Regan.
That is Mr. T.
Mr. Kelly.
That is Mr. Thornton.
This one is Rinker.
That is Rinker.
I gotta go with Miss Setron.
I think that's Miss Setron also.
That's Mrs. Poe.
That's gotta be Mr. Hogan.
That is Mr. Hogan.
Gotta be E.T. Gotta be E.T.
Fudge Valley.
That is Mr. Burek.
I mean, she's snuggling with the teddy bear. She's got some bows. I'm gonna go Miss Dunlap.
That's Miss Rinker.
Mr. Bowling.
That's Mrs. Gregerson.
Thank you, seniors and teachers, for participating. This is Kai, Kate, and Nick signing out. Back to you, Studio 22.
Thank you for joining us today. We will be back after spring break. Make sure to support your Warrior sports team this week, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and YouTube. From WAtv News, this is Lorena Davis signing out.